This is Talking Bullish, your Bradford Bulls fan podcast. With your hosts, Laura Micklefield and Alan Raisin.
So we didn't make it through the semi-final in the south of France, but we'll review that game anyway. We'll go through the Bulls news, and don't forget, right at the end, Bull or No Bull.
Welcome back, another episode of Talking Bullish. Hello, Alan.
Hello, Laura.
Yep, so we're back for, well, unfortunately, it is the last review match of the season.
Yeah, we couldn't quite do it on Sunday, could we? Very disappointing.
Yeah, it was one of those. Like I said, it's game of two halves, definitely. Disappointed, but I suppose we've matched what we did last season. It just, it felt like it was within grasp this time, but not to be. But we'll have a quick review through the match.
Yeah. Take us back to 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon then.
Yeah, so 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. I'm sat there in South Bank stand with sweaty palms and quite quiet, getting a bit nervous, ready for obviously the match to start. And was really, really surprised, I suppose, with that first half. Like 6 minutes in, there was a lovely kick from Keys to the corner and a try straight away from Blake. And we get 6-0 up.
And the second try came just 14 minutes later at 20 minutes with G crashing on the ball to score. Again, converted. So it was 12-0.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is looking really good. We're 20 minutes in. We're 12-0 up. Obviously, defence was great. And then just to top it off, 33 minutes, it looked like Toulouse were going to go in the corner. And Ock just pinches the ball from the pass to the winger and sprints up the entire field to get an intercept try, which was lovely. Unfortunately, conversion missed on that one. So half-time, it was 0 to Toulouse, 16 to the Bulls.
And the South Bank stand was rocking, wasn't it? We were absolutely shouting and screaming. It was a great atmosphere. And I think really another story of the first half was Toulouse seemed really off it. They were making mistakes here, there and everywhere. Loads of misconcentration, where there were some bad plays of the ball, things like that. Couldn't believe what we were seeing, really.
It wasn't the Toulouse of the norm, really. I think, there were lots of mistakes and it was really scrappy from them. But on the other side of it, I do feel like it was probably the best 40 minutes I've seen from the Bulls all season. Like, I do think they came into this match and did put it up a notch. It seemed clinical. It was kind of, I mean, obviously I reviewed it all with errors and stuff, but it felt like it was pretty much error-free.
Yeah, I think there were one or two maybe.
Yeah, there might have been a couple of penalties given away and such, but it was really good discipline, really cut the errors out. And obviously that combined with how Toulouse were playing obviously resulted in us, getting in there, getting a good score up. And the fact that we kept them to 0 in the first half, I think was massive, massive boost. And I was sat there and I think I was I'm always sat there thinking, oh no, it's a game of 2 hours, so we've got to be careful. I think, but I think
3 scores seems big, but
and I think a lot of people were kind of really confident at this stage, thinking, oh God, we've done it, we've got it, and there was just a feeling in my stomach that because I was texting a couple of people on my phone who were following the match. They're not Bulls fans, but rugby fans. They were like, oh, this is brilliant, you're going to be in final. And I'm like, no, there's a second half to go. You can't just say that. We need to keep the foot on the gas. We need to keep going. And that's exactly what we didn't do.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, if we had gone into the second half as hot as we've been playing in the first half, would have been done and dusted very quickly, I think. However, it didn't go like that.
No. The second half, I mean, I could go through all the Toulouse tries, but it'd just be a bit more depressing, to be fair. But they literally, from 43 minutes, so 3 minutes into the second half, it was Ashol Bolt who did a little dance through the defence and got over. And I was thinking at this point, I can feel the momentum switch here. You could just feel it happen. And then, they got tries at 60 minutes, 65 minutes and 74 minutes, obviously, to get ahead. We did pull one back at 76 minutes, but the missed conversion obviously meant that we were behind. So full time, it ended 24-20. What did you think second half?
Yeah, and I was going to say, because they did convert each one of their tries, we thought just could have been a bit closer, especially after the third try went in. It was, just 2 points behind. You were thinking if we just could have got that conversion, maybe we could have stayed on. But then obviously the third try, the fourth try pushed it beyond, a bit beyond us. Of course, we did score another try, but missed that conversion as well. It was sort of strange how much it swung in the second half, I think.
It was like a totally different game. That's what I felt. I felt like I'd watched the best performance of the season in the first half and then one of the worst in the second. Yeah. Not the worst. I think we played worse than that. But to let in, obviously, if we kind of go through the season and what we've been saying about defence, to let in 4 tries, so quickly anyway is not very good. But obviously, it got back to, look, if you kind of look at the games, these games are always going to be tough. And if you think about it, they ended 24-20, and if we'd have got both our conversions that we missed, it would have been 24-all, which again would have been a very kind of similar picture to what happened last year. But we should have never got ourselves in that position. That's what was difficult. My feelings on this is, I think we came out all guns blazing. I think we did up it a notch. Like we say, I think Toulouse were a bit off it in that first half. So I think we kind of blew them away with our kind of confidence and as play. But I do think after half time that they looked tired. I felt like they'd maybe given too much. I know they said to up it a notch, but I felt like maybe it was too much. And I'm not making excuses because obviously any time that you come from 16-0 up to lose is not great. But to think that you're a team that's, played a lot of games, played a really tough game last week. They were having a week off and they're full time. So it's not like they've even been working during the week. They've obviously had a full week off and just done training.
And no need to travel as well.
Exactly. So you got to factor that in as well. And when you do, they were always going to be fresher in the second half. Like you say, it's rested bodies. There's obviously our players. We know that Eben, when he was talking about his job outside of rugby league, saying that it does really hurts his knees and he's up on roofs all day, and this is doing that during the week and then playing on a weekend. And then obviously the full-time players of Toulouse won't have had any of that and had a week off. So I don't think we could be too harsh on the Bulls. Yeah. I think they'd admit it themselves. It was our game to win and we lost it. But yeah, you can't really fault the effort, especially in that first half. I think it would just, second half, like a few brain explosions as well. I think we invited them in a lot of time with just silly play, and I think it was just panicking. Yeah, I think as soon as they scored that try in the second half, it just changed from there. I think we saw the momentum change. I don't think the heads went down. I think there was still effort there, but I think they panicked. I think that's what changed. It changed to, it's fully in control of this and we just need to defend, to, right, we need to start getting points because Toulouse are starting getting points. And it just ended in silly play, really. And like I say, a lot more mistakes, a lot more penalties given away. And just unfortunate. Really disappointed. I think all of us were. We were, like I say, I think I described it as like elation to deflation. It's like that first half, everyone was just so excited and happy. I think some people were on like going to book tickets to York, but not to be. But at the same time, I don't think anyone should be holding their heads in shame about that performance. Obviously, wasn't the best second half performance, but like they say, let's consider the opposition as well. I think we did make a really good account of ourselves in that first half, and it shows that if we could have full games like that first half, we are a team to be reckoned with, definitely. So
And obviously, messaging coming out of the Bulls, disappointment, but really pleased to have been able to be there, been able to play that game. Obviously, as we say, really well in the first half, like a really super first half performance. And overall in the season, to finish third again, to go out in the semi-final again. But I think, again, we've done really well. There's not many teams with that much consistency in the championship, I would say. And I think, it could still be a successful season in the end.
Yeah, I think that's fair assessment. I think it has been a successful season. I think because how the club talk and how people in the media perceive Bradford and all this sort of thing, it's like you're expected to be the best. And I know obviously they strive to be the best, but look, like you say, 3 seasons on the bounce in third, going out to Toulouse, the full-time team, 3 times. And yeah, York have been particularly strong this year, but in previous seasons, not as much. Obviously, they've always been kind of round and about there, and they've been building. But like you say, we've been quite consistent. And if you do look at the last 3 seasons, which I think is what IMG look at as well, obviously we've always been consistently up there. So have Toulouse, to be fair. York, obviously, a bit more up and down, but still overall. Yeah, successful season, disappointing end. And I think everyone would agree with that. I think the players would as well. I think obviously everybody wanted that grand final match, but it happens. That's rugby league. That's games for you, isn't it? Yeah. You win some, you lose some. And yeah, we've the ones we've lost have cost us too much. And we could look back on things thinking, if we'd have won certain matches before, we'd have ended up second, we'd have got the match at home, it'd have been different, but it is what it is. And I suppose we should be thinking the games we did lose usually are by a missed kick or a couple of missed kicks. It's not through us being terrible at playing. So,
yeah, I think that's definitely fair. And I was just going to say that a few of our players have signed full-time contracts for this season. I know we sort of spoke about it last week as well, but do you think that's the direction of travel, whether or not we go to Super League next year, that more players will be full-time?
It's an interesting one, this, because obviously the big news from this week was the signing of Eben Sker, which I was absolutely delighted about. I really genuinely thought we weren't going to keep him. The 2 things in my head, everything I'd seen where he wants to stay part-time. So one, I thought we'd lose him that way. But then secondly, I knew that Super League clubs were interested in him. I know that I talked to a friend at work who's a Rhinos fan. And I know when we did, I think it was friendly, we played him in not so long ago, and he was saying to me, all his fans were talking about that Eben Sker, like they're wanting to sign him, or he'll go soon, he won't stay with you, sort of thing. So the fact that 1, he's committed, and 2, to a full-time contract does make you think, are they planning full-time even if we are in the championship? Because obviously that's been offered. And that's what he's agreed to, regardless, I'm guessing, of what league we're in. I know a lot of people are surmising, saying people already know what league you're in and you've already been told. And obviously I even did that myself when I'm like, how come London have got this and got that and done this? But yeah, I think we've got a good shot. I do. And again, I saw people on social media being like, Bradford have bottled it this week and they're not good enough, shouldn't be in Super League, it's not deserved, and I think it should be London. And you think, what? What? Like, if Salford come down, it's 3 up, top 3, Bradford, Toulouse and York.
Easy peasy,
Yeah. But no, London deserve to come up, who finished in the relegation zone. Look, I'm not bad-mouthing London in any sort of way. It's just more of a people's logic just doesn't, I don't understand it. But I'd like to think they're just putting confidence in the fact that they really think that we do have enough IMG points to get into Super League. Or if not, they think they've put a good enough case forward to get into Super League as the next 2 spaces. But even if not, I'd like to think that obviously, yeah, maybe we are going to go full time. Or I know in past seasons we've had like a hybrid system where there's been some full time, some part time. Maybe we're going to go for that again. I don't know. It'd be nice to get a bit of clarity really now that the season's done. I mean, as focus has always been on the matches, obviously, and what's going to happen. Yeah, so we've got obviously 2 weeks until it's decided. And yeah, obviously we'll know by then. But it'd be nice to have a bit of clarity maybe from the club now the season is over. To like what you're saying, Alan, is it that we're going to sign full-time players even if we're in the Championship? Because nothing can be assumed. We're going to have the obviously go ahead to say that that's what's going to happen.
I still think we have a good chance to get into Super League. You know, we don't know what's going to be decided in that meeting. Surely nothing's been decided yet. But hopefully it will be a strong team that eventually goes up.
No, definitely. And I think obviously it'd be nice to know where we're at to see about recruitment and such. And obviously we had the news, like I say, we know about Luke Hooley, Sam Hallis, Eben Sker. I was going through the Bradford squad the other week, having a look at like who is actually signed on for next year and who's not, to see what we might be expecting to hear. But again, this all depends on if we're full-time, if we're part-time. I'm guessing if we stay in Championship and then we do go hybrid, this squad may stay as it is. But yeah, the squad as it stands, the out-of-contract players is Ackroyd, Armitage, Beatty, Gill, Holmes, Lawrence, Liu, Mason, Ott and Tafua. Obviously, of those ones, we know that Michael Lawrence has announced his retirement. So let's just, whilst we're on that, we'll just give a big mention to Michael Lawrence. He's been a brilliant captain for us. And yeah, he's had a massive career, obviously spanning mostly over Super League and then staying with us for the last couple of seasons. And yeah, big congratulations to him on his achievements in Rugby League. And yeah, he's a legend of the game and all the best in his retirement.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, out of all the others, obviously, there's been rumours that Liu is going to be signed. I think it was was it Widnes? Might be Widnes, might be someone else. I don't know. There's some rumour anyway that someone were after signing him. Not really heard much about the others, but obviously might be expecting some news. But more looking at the ones that are signed on for next year, this is where it gets interesting. So obviously we've got Jacob Bateman, we see up and coming through the academy. So I'm guessing he'd be raring to try and get full-time contract. So maybe, will stay with us. Bayliss is signed on for another year. Again, I've not really got information on whether he'd want full-time, part-time or what he does. Blake, I think he would want full-time. He came down from Saints in Super League, so he's also had this full-time contract before. Donaldson, he's still signed on, but we know for a fact that he wouldn't want full-time because the reason he came to us from Leeds is that he wanted to go part-time, so obviously that'd affect that. Mm-hmm. We've got Kieran Gill. He also has a job with one of the sponsors, I think it is, of the Bulls. So whether he'd want to go full-time, obviously, if he's got his full-time job, might not be the case. Fulton, again, I think he might go full-time, but I'm just assuming. G, I think he doesn't want to go full-time, if I'm remembering rightly. Right. Which, again, would mean, I know there's been things in the media as well saying that he has had interest elsewhere. So that'd be interesting to see. Hallis, obviously, we know he's just re-signed, so I think he's pretty dead set on committing to being a full-time Bull. Hooley, the same. Keys, he's been full-time with Hull KR and then came back down to Championship. So again, maybe would be happy to. Lily, same. Obviously, he's been part-time for a long time now, since 2017, but prior to that was part of the Rhino squad. Meadows, again, he came from London, which last season would have been full-time. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe. Michael, obviously, came from York, so always been a part-time player. So, again, don't know what would happen with that. Ockenbaugh came from full-time. He was in Hull FC, so I think he would go through. Paposhi came from the Saints Academy. So, again, I think because he's a young player, would be pushing through to try and want to play full-time. Sker, we know, we've just announced. Suter, he signed recently, so would assume he would be happy to go full time. And Wayne, which obviously he's been loaned out to Salford in recent weeks. So I'm guessing he's happy to go full time as well. So it's interesting because it's like, obviously we've got a squad of people who are contracted, but the contract that they probably signed for won't have been full time. Right. The only ones that we know are full time of what have been signed recently.
Yeah, and it brings me on to a question I've been thinking about this week. And obviously, you and I don't really know how running a rugby league club works, but you've been through administration before, and we've seen Salford in financial difficulty. Do you think we've got the money for this?
That is the question. The message we get from the club now is that we are in a financially stable place, which makes me hope that means that if they are pushing for Super League, if they're applying to be in Super League, we have the money to sustain being in Super League. My other worry for that, though, is like you say, it does happen to a lot of clubs, including Bradford, and we know that. So I wouldn't want to go back to Super League thinking that it'd just get us in trouble again. I'd rather stay in the Championship and be a healthy Championship club. But at the same sense, obviously, it's usually through management that these liquidations and the administrations happen. And obviously, we've been under a lot better management for the last 3 years. And I think that's built with like the sponsors and the investment in Bradford and the Bulls, obviously, is that hopefully we are in a more stable place. But like you say, we don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. But I would hope to think that with the fact that we've had 3 bouts of this happening, that no risk would be taken to put the club in that kind of position again.
Right, yeah. It's just, I guess the biggest risk I see is we plough all the money into permanent contracts and then don't make it into Super League and don't get that TV revenue and all of that. So, yeah, we will have to see. I'm sure that the people in charge have plans each way. So, yeah. Yeah,
let's hope so. I think a lot of people are questioning what those plans are and if this has all been a bit rushed. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, the thing that I'm going to kind of be most interested in seeing in a couple of weeks' time is who gets the 12th spot. If it's an if, but I think it will happen. If Salford do go down, obviously one team is going to get the full funding and the 12th spot. So it'd be interesting to know who that will be.
Absolutely. Well, we will keep you up to date with that. But yeah, we mentioned Michael Lawrence's retirement. Obviously, Chris Hill had his last game at the weekend as well. And we shouldn't forget that it was Brian Noble's last game as well. So congratulations to all the team and the wider team who are moving on this summer, this autumn, I suppose.
Yeah, big congratulations to Chris and obviously to Brian as well. I know he's going to be still there in the background for us. And I think, in fairness, he's done us a massive kind of favour in a way by actually coaching us this year, because I don't even think it was in his plans to do so. Obviously, his coaching days he thought were well behind him. But it was nice to see him back at the reins. And I think overall he's had a good, successful season. And all the best to him, but obviously it's nice to know he's going to be there, and all the best to Chris, and looking forward to seeing how we progress under Kurt Haggerty. Speaking of, there's rumours going around, but they're only rumours. Might be confirmed after this podcast, you never know. That's usually what happens.
Probably 10 minutes later, yeah.
That he has made his first signing for the Bulls.
Ooh.
Yeah. So there's rumours going around that we have signed Andy Ackers, the hooker from Leeds Rhinos. I think he's been injured recently and he's fallen out of favour a bit in the Rhinos squad, so he's not been getting as much game time. Apparently he has got another year left on his contract, but I think they're willing to release him from that contract. And rumour has it that it's Kurt Haggerty's first signing.
Very good. Well, yes, I hope to see confirmation of that soon, and first of many, hopefully.
Yeah, and we'll wait and see. And obviously, a lot of if it is true, I know a lot of the kind of feedback from fans and obviously fans of other clubs was kind of like, if you're signing players like that, you're looking to be in Super League. So, yeah, we'll wait and see.
Now it's time for Bull or No-ble.
Right, so we've no match next week. Sad face. With no match next week, I thought, obviously I can't do a preview of the who we're playing, and I'm not going to be thinking about York or Toulouse. They can just, go
do their own thing. Yeah.
Go do their own thing. I won't be watching. I won't be bothered. No, all the best to them, to be fair. Obviously, congratulations to whoever does win that match. But it's not the Bulls, so we're not bothered.
No.
So I thought I'd go with, looking at, obviously, we were saying about Super League and whether we're going to be there, I thought I'd base some statements around the Bulls in Super League.
Very good.
So you might know these, Alan, because, they're probably really easy accessible on Wikipedia. But if you've not done your research, then maybe not. So the first statement is, the Bulls were last in Super League in 2014. The second statement is, whilst in Super League, the Bulls have won 3 World Club Challenges. And the third statement is, whilst in Super League, the Bulls have won the Challenge Cup 4 times.
They're actually quite hard because, it could be like 1 or 2 either way with each of them.
Yeah.
However, I thought that they got relegated in 2013. So, I know they won some World Club Challenges, and obviously they've won the Challenge Cup a few times as well. I don't know how many times, but, more than once. So I am going to go as the Bulls statement of they lost in Super League in 2014.
That is incorrect.
Oh, no.
So, the Bulls were last in Super League in 2014. That was the last time we played there. Whilst in Super League, the Bulls have won 3 World Cup Challenges. That's true. We won in 2002, 2004 and 2006. So the Bulls statement was actually that the Bulls have won the Challenge Cup 4 times. And you're right, I did just change the number. So we have won it 5 times. So we've won it in 1944, 1947, 1949, 2000 and 2003.
Well done us. But not well done me. Shame for me.
No, to be fair though, you're right. I did do the whole could be one way or the other. So yeah, but no, solid effort there, Alan. Solid effort.
Thank you very much. Okay, and so that is the end of another episode of Talking Bullish for another week, and well, kind of for the season. However, we will be back.
Yeah, so obviously the matches are over and we've got no previews for you now, but I think there will still be plenty of Bulls related news and things to talk about, especially obviously with the news about Super League. We probably will take a break next week, but I think we'll probably record next after the news on who makes it to Super League, maybe, Alan?
That makes sense, yes, unless there's any big news that happens before then, but I think that probably makes sense. We'll definitely bring you up to speed with the results of that, and obviously, most importantly, our thoughts on that.
Yeah, we'll go through his thoughts on what happens, whether we have been chosen to be in Super League or Championship. Go through, obviously, if we've had any signing news or any kind of rumours of signings. And we're also hopeful of maybe getting Molly back on for an end of season review where we can kind of have a look through the season and how it's gone. Obviously, if she wants to join us again, I'm sure we'll be getting in touch with her to see. But yeah, we'll still be here. Obviously, maybe a bit less frequently if there's not matches every week. But if you're still wanting to listen and getting a bit of a Bulls fix whilst we're in the off season, we'll still be here to just chat
fill
about
your
things.
Ear holes.
Yeah, just chat some Bradford Bulls stuff to fill your lonely Sundays or lonely Fridays. It's been this week, this season. Yeah. So, but yeah, thanks again for listening to everybody. Obviously, keep your comments coming and keep listening on all the social media platforms. You can get in touch with us, listen on the podcast platforms, and we'll see you again in a couple of weeks' time.
Come on, you Bulls, I guess.
For next season.
Yeah. Come on, you Bulls, for Super League.
Yeah, maybe so. Let's see. Well, next time we speak to you, will the Bulls be a Super League club?
Who
knows?
We'll leave that with you there.